All right, and welcome back to your Mastery Tips and Tricks show. I am your host and holistic high performance coach, Heather Lee Chapman, and today we have special guest Anna Wrona, and we are talking about how to own your life by design and not default via using your human design. So, thank you so much for being on the show today with us, Anna.
Oh, my pleasure, Heather. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to share a little bit more about Anna. She is a wealth of knowledge. So, Anna is a holistic lifestyle guide and human design consultant, helping people reach their full potential through physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well being by empowering them to live their life by design and not default. She has been working with human design and studying human potential for over 15 years and brings a wealth of information on connecting body, mind, and spirit. Through her unique coaching programs and courses, Anna specializes in offering transformation and clarity so you can create magic and miracles, stay in the flow, and live life on purpose. Anna's goal is to help uncommon knowledge become common, to educate, inspire, and serve. And we're so grateful to have you on the show here, Anna. So, first, please give us a little bit of background about who you are and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, well, I'm on a personal journey in this lifetime. So I'm always trying to find out more about myself, about the world around me, about others. And when human design came into my life, it was like all the light bulbs just went off. It's like, I need to learn more about this. So I had my first reading in 2005. So that's probably an old bio. It's more like 17 or 18 years now of experience that I've had with this system. And when I had the reading, it resonated deeply on many, many levels. And then there were certain that did not resonate with me. And it wasn't until later in life when I actually sat with this information and started to integrate it that I realized, whoa, I have been being somebody else who wasn't really supposed to be me this entire time. And I was able to let go of things that I no longer needed to hold on to. And the sense of freedom I felt, Heather, was unparalleled. It just gave me the permission to be myself. It validated that everything's okay. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing missing. There is nothing to fix. I have everything I need to be the best me and to live the best life possible. And I'm just passionate about sharing this with other people because every time I give a reading, the feedback I get in return is just it just warms my heart. So I'm so grateful that I get to do what I do every day. I love it.
And I second that. So I've done my human design, my foundation, my advanced, and integration session. And we're going to be doing more integration sessions with Anna. And I have to say, my first time when I did my session with her, I really feel like it showed me what my highest self shows up as and my lowest self shows up as, but also shows me when I'm showing up as my higher self or when I'm showing up in the way that I think other people think I'm supposed to show up. So that's what Anna's saying. You know, a lot of the times we're conditioned around us by people who are such good meaning and they're doing their absolute best, but they're trying to train us to be like them. And they're trying to make us squares to fit into the square boxing, yet we're triangles or vice versa. And so it's really just learning to own who you are, what best serves you, instead of trying to do it the way that everybody else is doing it. And there's so many great things about human design. There's the type, and we're going to explain a little bit this about for you guys today. So if you're totally new to human design, Anna's going to blow your mind. And there's the type, but then everyone has their own like specific chart, and she's going to explain where that information comes from for you today. And that is you. That's your own design, and you can't be somebody else's design. So if there's anything you take away from today's lessons, is it's okay to be you, do things the way you do. You don't have to do it the way other people do it. And in fact, it's probably best if you just learn to swim downstream in the flow and do what's in your highest good instead of upstream and trying to be, do, and have all that other people have because society says you should, could. And instead just follow what's in your best interest, the highest good for you and all involved. And that is truly living life by design and not default. So let's talk a little bit about what is human design.
Well said, Heather. I love the way you described that. So, yeah, human design is a very complicated system, and it comes from the four ancient traditions on the planet today. So, the I Ching, the Chinese divination system, the chakra system with the energy centers throughout the body, the Kabbalah, specifically the tree of life, and of course, astrology, which most of us are familiar with, our sun sign, our moon sign, our ascendant. And it's a lot of fun to dive into that kind of stuff. Now, what I love about human design is it takes it a little bit further, in my opinion. So it actually also includes biology. So it's our genetic codons specifically, and it includes quantum physics, the study of neutrinos and how they affect the energy that then affects us. So it's really accurate in a very profound way. And that's one reason I really, really love this system. And I love all the things you said about it as well. And so what we do is we design a chart based on your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth date. So the time is kind of necessary as well. Otherwise, we can try to narrow it down, but it's best if you can find your exact time. And then this beautiful chart comes up, this pictorial representation of who you are meant to be in this lifetime. And it has all these colors and shapes and numbers and lines. And I've actually studied on how to decipher this, how to read this, how to interpret what all this means. And getting this information and using this information is key.
I love it. And so it's what I love about it is it uses so many different tools, but really based on like a quantum physics side. And I'm re-listening to the biology of belief right now, and so many things of what you just said, I was like, aha, I just heard that in the bio, aha. So there's so much we don't know. And biology is still catching up, right? A lot when they thought they discovered the genes, that they would know it all and the study of biology was done. But what they actually found when they discovered the genes and separating the DNA, that they actually knew nothing. There was so much more for them to learn. And I think things like human design, you're going to really start to see to come from the forefront. And they really, truly, I find, help you live in the flow for you. So let's talk about some of the things that help make up human design. So we were talking early before, and I'll let you dive into them.
So I like to call them the three keys that we focus on the most. And there's two that are really, really important. And most people are starting to talk about this now. I know when I first started with human design, it was so new. I was looking for somebody in the GTA and I couldn't find anybody. So as far as I know, I was the first person offering readings in the GTA. But now, so exciting, Heather. Everybody's talking about it online. People are comparing notes like, oh, I'm a manifester. Oh, I'm a generator. And it's just the language is out there now. So people are starting to get familiar with it. And this is just so exciting. So that there's types. We all have types. So not to say that human design puts us into boxes, because it does not. Like Heather said, everybody has a unique imprinting and unique blueprint that we dive into with a professional reading. But on the more surface level, what it does is it puts you into some categories to start with. And these types are how we energetically operate in the world. So it's not a psychological profile. It's nothing to do with, those personality tests that we take that are so much fun. This is a little different. This is about our auric energy, our auric field that surrounds us. This is the communication we have with other people before we even open our mouths. This is just, why do you resonate with some people and you are repelled by others? So the type that we have, once we learn what it is, answers a lot of questions we may have. And then once we learn how to use it properly by listening to our strategy, because each type has its own strategy. And when you follow your strategy, which may not always be simple, it's easy, but it may not be easy for you in the beginning because you have been used to living this way and responding this way and initiating this way. So in the beginning, there's a learning curve. But this is what I love about human design is it gives you the information and you never take my word for it or anybody else's word for it. Now you go and you play with it. And now you experiment with it. And now you take it into the real world and into your real life. And you see the difference. What happens when I live in alignment with my type and my energy? And what happens when I don't? What happens when I follow my strategy? And what happens when I ignore it? And then you build evidence for yourself. Okay, so maybe there's something to this strange thing called human design, right?
It might just work. Look at that. And
Ah,
when Anna told me some things, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Some of them were like right away, I'm like, yep, do that. I do that. Totally in alignment, totally in alignment. And then I think some of the things that we resist are the things that probably will help us the most. And then I started integrating them. And so one for me is like to wait for the invitation. I am like a walking database of knowledge, and I just want to, I'm like, hear a conversation. I'm like, I know about that. Let me tell you. I know about that. Let me tell you. But the messages received and the learnings are received so much better when the invitation is there and it's welcomed versus just word vomiting on everyone. So when I started to use that, the conversations, really flowed, and I'm allowed to support and serve so many more people, and they're more receiving of it. So these are the things that are innate to our own designs, and these are the things that Anna can help you see so that you can integrate them in your life that allow you to, and I like to say downflow, so upriver. Abraham Hicks is like against the resistance. We're trying to do everything, like working so hard, and you can only do that for so long. And what if you actually just started to go with the flow, the feminine divine, do things that were in your highest good, and you got to actually just float down the river of life. And that's what I feel like human design allows you to do.
100% agree with that. My life, the way it synchronizes with other people and the things that happen and the things that come forth, it's just, it wows me to no end. And I know a big part of this is having worked with my design for now 18 years.
Yeah.
And it's not something that happens overnight for most people. It's work because we
Changing
have
habit.
habits. Yes, it's
Yeah.
changing a habit. And for many of us in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, these habits have been in place for a long time. And you
Long
teach about
time.
that, Heather. And it's brilliant. I love your courses because changing habits and understanding the importance of self-image and all that beautiful stuff is what helps you incorporate the human design teachings into your life and make it easier to let go of those oars and just float downstream.
Love it. I love it. Let go and float downstream. And so, what were those four types again?
So there's manifestors. So a little bit different than what the new age calls manifesting. So it's a little bit
Yeah.
different. The
Manifesting is
manifestors.
goal achievement. It just means we manifest that all. It's not even goal achievement. Manifesting, we're all manifesting. Manifesting is creating. It's just, are we creating and manifesting by design or by default? So again, but this manifestor is a type, and it's just, you'd have to go, and it's got a great resource. You guys can go and check that out after, to learn a little bit deeper. We don't have enough time to go into deep to all these today, but she's got a great recording for you if you want to learn about the five types and go a little bit deeper in that. The link's actually right there in the bio. And so you can grab that. But the manifestor is something different than just like manifesting. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're the ones who initiate energy. Then we have the generators, and the generators splits into two groups. So you've got the pure generator and the manifesting generator. Then you've got the projector, which is yourself, and then you have the reflectors, which are very rare. So those are the five basic types. And yeah, there's a lot that we can dive into with each type, and understanding yours and working with it is key. Yes, absolutely. And the other key that I wanted to mention is that the authority, we call it. So who is the authority in your life? Like, truly, are you making decisions based on what others are expecting of you, or input from other people? Or are you consulting your mind? Are you logically working through situations to come to the best logical, most rational conclusion, which many of us have been taught to do in the left brain school system? So human design teaches that we are our own authority, but in each one of us, there is a unique way that we access it. There's a unique place in our body where it lives and where we can learn to tune into it. So for instance, some people are emotional authorities, which means their lives are constantly up and down waves of emotion, like the ocean moving along the shore. And they're going to be wanting to make decisions when they're super excited about something. They're going to want to jump in 100%, or when they're really angry and mad and they're going to want to cut somebody out of their life or quit on something. They're going to be really tempted to do that. But what human design teaches is wait for the calm, wait for your emotions to settle till it's neutral, like the water is so still you can see your reflection like a lake. Then you make wise decisions, not decisions that are spontaneous, because for that particular group, spontaneous decisions are not recommended. But there are other people who are gut responders. They listen to their gut, what their gut has to tell them. Other people are more intuition based. Now, what's happening now? What's my decision now? Exactly.
Yeah,
In the
me.
moment. In the moment, who can easily get overridden by all the emotional types, those strong energies of the sacral and the emotional authorities, which are more of the population are those. So learning, and learning about what is your unique way of tuning in within and discovering, how do I make a decision that's best for me and in alignment with my true self to get me to wherever it is I want to go. Because we, like you said, Heather, we're all creators. We're here to create, right? You ask a child, I want to build a sandcastle. Well, do you want me to build it for you? No, I want to build the sandcastle. They don't want a sandcastle to have. They want to build the sandcastle, the process of taking that sand and smushing it together and making it piles up on top of it. So that's the beauty of this work.
I love that. Okay, guys. So, I know we're coming to time here. So, what's that last key for them, and where can they learn more information about you? So, guys, I already said that link is there. If you want to learn more from Anna, you check out the website. If you want to learn more about your human design and the types, check that out. I highly recommend, like myself, do the full package. Like, those are free value adds for her, from her. But I'm literally telling you, like, from my point of view, I recommend, highly recommend, do foundational, advanced, and multiple integration sessions and watch your life begin to go from upstream to downstream. And you can come back and thank me later for the recommendation. And you can thank Anna for helping change your life. So, Anna, any last tips of advice and information for our listeners today?
Sure. So the third one is just integrate it. You can go out and get all this information for free online. What's my type? What's my authority? But now use it, practice with it, play with it every day, make an experiment out of this. Okay. And that's all I have to say. And yes, you can find a free, it's about a 30-minute video on all the 5 types on my website, readmydesign.com. It'll pop up. You just have to put in your name and email address. Enjoy. If you want to dive deeper, please book a reading with me. And I love, Heather, yes, integration sessions are so important. I used to always just give readings and think that that was enough for people to transform. And then I realized how stuck some people are in not being able to really fully embody this without some extra support. So I'm here if you need me. And thank you, Heather, for the stage.
My pleasure. And so what just came to me, and I heard it on the radio this morning. On There's a Christian radio station with some great messages, and it's talking about renewing the mind, releasing all those old paradigms and beliefs and containers you've put yourself into, and birthing a new version of you. And I truly believe like human design can really help you do that. So it's readmydesign.com. Make sure you go there, check that out, reach out to Anna today. Thank you for your time, energy, your knowledge, and wisdom. And remember, everyone, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, expect magic and miracles, and what is the best that can happen. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, Anna.
Bye.